Most people get this wrong when trying to start a company in Libya. They think it's just about registering a name and opening a business bank account. But here's the truth no one tells you. In Libya, the real challenge is not the idea or even the money. It is understanding the legal process, the approvals, and how the system actually works on the ground. If you skip one step or misunderstand one requirement, your entire setup can get delayed for months, sometimes even rejected completely. Now here's the good news. Once you understand the exact structure, starting a company in Libya becomes very manageable. It is not random. It is not impossible. It is just very procedural. In this video, you are going to learn everything step by step. From choosing the right business structure, to registering your company, to getting tax numbers, permits, and even opening a bank account. And I will explain it in a simple, real-world way, so you can actually follow it, even if you are starting from zero. And in a minute, I'll also show you the biggest mistake foreign investors make when entering Libya, and how to avoid getting stuck in legal delays. Let's start from the beginning. The first thing you need to understand is how Libya views business registration. Unlike some countries where everything is fully digital and automated, Libya still relies heavily on formal paperwork and government approvals. This means patience is part of the process. Now, before anything else, you need to decide what type of company you want to form. Most entrepreneurs in Libya usually choose between a limited liability company, often called an LLC structure, or a joint stock company for larger operations. If you are an individual entrepreneur or a small team, the LLC structure is usually the most practical. Let's take an example. Imagine Alex, a business owner from Europe, wants to open a small import-export company in Tripoli. He is not building a massive corporation. He just wants to trade goods and operate legally. For Alex, an LLC structure makes the most sense because it limits liability and is simpler to manage. But here's where most people fail. They choose the structure based on what sounds good instead of what fits their business activity. That mistake alone can slow everything down. Now, once you choose your structure, the next step is checking business name availability. This sounds simple, but it is actually very important. Your company name must not already be registered in the commercial registry. It also must comply with local naming rules. In most cases, names that conflict with public institutions or religious references are not allowed. So you prepare 3 to 5 possible names. Then you submit them for approval. Now here's where it gets interesting. In some cases, the name approval is quick. In other cases, it can take longer depending on administrative workload. This is why having backup names is essential. Once your name is approved, you move to the most important stage: preparing your legal documents. This is where many entrepreneurs get stuck because they underestimate how detailed this step is. You will typically need identification documents, proof of address, business activity description, and articles of association. The articles of association is basically the legal backbone of your company. It explains ownership structure, management roles, and operational rules. Now imagine John, an investor from the US. John prepares everything quickly, but uses a generic template for his company documents. The problem is that the template does not match Libyan legal requirements. So, his application gets delayed. This is where most people fail. They assume international templates will work everywhere. But in Libya, documents often need local compliance formatting. So the smart move is always to have a local legal consultant or registration expert review your documents before submission. Now let's move to the actual registration process. Once documents are ready, you submit them to the relevant commercial registry authority. This is where your company becomes officially recognized. But here's the problem. Submission alone is not the end. You may be asked for corrections or additional documents. This is normal. Now, I want you to think about this carefully. Every correction request is not a rejection. It is part of the verification process. So instead of panicking, you respond quickly and accurately. Now in a minute, I'll show you how to speed up this process significantly using one simple preparation strategy that most beginners ignore. After registration approval, you receive your commercial registration certificate. This is one of the most important documents in your entire business setup. It officially confirms your company exists under Libyan law. Now the next step is tax registration. Every company operating in Libya must register with the tax authorities. This ensures your business is legally recognized for taxation purposes. At this stage, you are issued a tax identification number. This number is required for invoicing, contracts, and banking. And here's something important. Many new business owners delay tax registration because they think they are too small to be taxed. But that is a mistake. Without tax registration, you cannot operate fully legally or scale your business. Now let's talk about business licensing. Depending on your industry, you may need additional permits. For example, import-export businesses, construction companies, and financial services all require specific approvals. This is where things can become complex. But here's the simple way to understand it. The more regulated your industry, the more approvals you need. For example, if Alex is running a small consulting company, his licensing process is simpler. But if John is importing industrial equipment, he may need additional sector approvals. Now let's move to one of the most critical steps: opening a corporate bank account. Without a bank account, your company cannot function properly. To open a business account in Libya, you typically need your registration documents, tax number, and company identification papers. Banks may also request proof of business activity or contracts. But here's the problem many foreigners face. Banking processes can be slower than expected due to compliance checks. So the key is preparation. The more complete your documentation, the faster your approval. Now I want to pause here and highlight something important. A lot of people think company formation ends once the business is registered. But in reality, that is just the beginning. Now comes compliance. Compliance means maintaining your legal status every year. This includes tax filings, renewal of licenses, and keeping your company records updated. If you ignore compliance, your company can face penalties or even suspension. Now let's talk about foreign ownership rules. In Libya, foreign investors can participate in business activities, but in some sectors, local partnership requirements may apply. This means you may need a local partner depending on your industry. This is not something to fear. It is just part of the system. Many international companies operate successfully in Libya by structuring partnerships correctly. Now here's where it gets interesting. The biggest advantage of starting a company in Libya is market opportunity. Many sectors are still developing, which means there is room for growth in trade, construction, energy services, logistics, and consulting. But opportunity only works if your legal foundation is strong. Now let's walk through a simple step-by-step summary, so everything is clear in your mind. First, you choose your business structure based on your goals. Second, you select and approve your company name. Third, you prepare and validate legal documents. Fourth, you submit for commercial registration. Fifth, you register for taxes. Sixth, you apply for any required industry licenses. Seventh, you open your corporate bank account. And finally, you maintain compliance annually. That is the full process in a clear sequence. Now let me give you a practical example so it becomes even easier to understand. Imagine Sarah, an entrepreneur from the UK. She wants to start a small logistics company in Tripoli. She begins by choosing an LLC structure. She prepares 3 business name options. She gets approval for one. She works with a local consultant to prepare her legal documents. She submits her application and receives feedback for minor corrections. She updates the documents and gets approval. Then she registers for taxes, applies for logistics licensing, opens a bank account, and begins operations. This is a realistic pathway. Now, here is the key insight. The companies that succeed in Libya are not the ones that rush. They are the ones that prepare properly and follow each step carefully. And this is where most people fail. They either skip legal advice, rush documentation, or underestimate licensing requirements. That leads to delays. But if you follow the process correctly, it is absolutely achievable. Before we finish, let's quickly summarize what you need to remember. Starting a company in Libya is a structured process. You must choose the right business structure, secure name approval, prepare compliant legal documents, register with authorities, obtain tax identification, secure licensing where required, and open a business bank account. After that, ongoing compliance is essential to keep your company active and legal. If you do all of this step by step, you are not just starting a company. You are building a legal foundation for long-term success in a growing market. And now you have a clear roadmap that most beginners never get. If this guide helped you understand the process, like the video, drop a comment with your questions, and subscribe for more step-by-step international business guides that make complex systems simple and actionable.